fine establishment. Oh, hey, we're doing this show. Hey, guys, it's
the
feedback damage.
Feedback damage.
I don't know why I sung, but hey, that happened.
It did.
So, how you guys doing?
Doing alright.
Good.
HeroClix is spiraling out of control.
What do you mean spiraling out of control? What could you infer by that phrase?
Oh, good old Spiral.
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 Spiral from the Wolverine and the X-Men set that's coming out in like 2 weeks?
Spiral's gone viral?
Pretty much.
Oh.
No,
Come on!
it's not that far yet.
Not yet, but it will.
No.
God, thought of that for hours.
Oh, jeez. So, Spiral. The internet is all aflutter right now with talk of Spiral.
Why is she a deal that is big?
You mean a big deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way.
She's good. Jeff, tell us about her.
Well, all you need to know is Dimensional Portal.
Okay, what is Dimensional Portal?
Give Spiral a double power action, remove all gateway markers from the map, and place 2 gateway markers on the map. Place one in an adjacent square, and the other may be placed in any square on the map. Friendly characters may treat squares with gateway markers as adjacent to each other for movement purposes.
Interesting.
And that's the ball game.
My God.
So, people are saying this is the end of HeroClix, this figure breaks the game, this is it, just throw away all your other stuff. Well, except for those super meta pieces. What say you?
I say Justice League didn't break the game. I say Cop Cars didn't break the game. I say Heroes for Hire hasn't broken the game yet.
It's in the middle of demolishing.
Yes.
It's almost
yes.
done.
The Metron Crawler did not break the game.
For a while.
I mean, it was really big deal.
What is that Metron?
It was Metron and Nightcrawler. That was the team of the days
Of the past.
A few years ago, there was a Worlds match that came down between those two figures.
Oh, okay.
And like a Night Nurse and something else.
I don't remember.
Something real,
It was identical teams.
basically.
Yeah.
I see.
They're really good. I mean,
Yeah.
both pieces are really good.
Since then,
So with none of those things breaking the game,
yeah.
it might have upped the ante a little bit. And honestly, this is part of the course in what we've been seeing in the game lately, in my opinion, because everything is about alpha strike and movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more movement you have, the more alpha strike you have, the better you are.
Now, the good things that don't completely break her, maybe, is the fact that, number one, she's a unique.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank God. And she's not undone. So, as soon as you use that power, you click.
Unless you give her a relic, or not a relic, a resource.
A resource, yeah.
You
That's
get
true.
7 hammers on your
But then,
book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, she's got Indom now.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is true. I mean, before we dive into her trait, just her as a figure with, pulse wave, crowd control, and then she moves into charge with blades.
Yeah.
And the blades power, even though she loses prob, she gains shape change, but she doesn't really lose prob because her blades special. When she uses blades, she may re-roll the d6 roll once per turn, which is pretty much, you're probbing your roll.
I mean, it's a very specific prob, but you
Yeah.
still have something.
And also flurry along with those blades. Charge flurry blades.
Oh, I missed the flurry part.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I missed that too.
Wow.
Yeah, she's...
Okay, big deal right there.
Yeah, and obviously the problem is the point cost. Once again, just like Nightcrawler, he was only 93 points. This is only 106 points.
Well, let me actually tell you why she's 106 points and why she's not 105 points. When you take 106 point Spiral and how much is Ghost Rider? 170?
145.
You're at 251. That prevents you from throwing a Scarlet Witch and having a mystical theme team.
Oh.
So Scarlet Witch or
What is that?
Enchantress.
or just
Or an
any other
Enchantress,
kind of 50-point monster support piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
TK Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Yep.
Yeah. So that was pretty smart.
Yeah,
way to do
it's
that.
good
That
points.
was good.
Yeah, those are the good points.
I almost wish there's two little thoughts I have on her. Not really talking about the trait or the dimensional portal. One is I kind of wish she had a half dial. I kind of wish that she had a second starting click at click 5 and just be a close combat one.
Yeah.
For a trade or no?
Lesser point. No,
point
maybe have the trade as full dial.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the trade as full dial and have a even third of the point cost, not third of the point cost, but like 40, 50 points and have, a 4-click close combat monster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's good numbers right there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to look at her damage numbers because she's got blades.
Right.
But she's got an 11 attack.
Then you have a full dial of shape change.
Full shape change.
And combat
reflexes, charge, blades, flurry, whole time.
And if you're using her trait right, you're going to you have to place one of those squares adjacent to her.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring somebody over somehow, Nightcrawler, they have to deal with shape change and combat reflexes.
Yeah. When you get down to that point.
Right.
But I was saying that if she had a second starting line, she would have no trait.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the trait 106 point value.
Yeah.
So I just brought it up.
The second thought was, The second thought was, I'm kind of excited that this is another Mojoverse piece. Come on. Mojo.
That means nothing to mine.
We need a fat guy on a little spider leg chair.
He's on the way.
I can't wait to have discussions about how Longshot is Shatterstar and Dazzler, and it's a horrible thing. The continuity is horrible. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I'm not talking continuity.
But it's Mojoverse.
I'm talking just the pieces because they look cool.
Yeah.
And Longshot's gonna be cool. And the Mojoverse team is gonna be neat.
Yeah.
Come on. Alright,
that's all I can think about now. Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I mean, some of the ways
Old school
to exploit this, that's
the most immediate thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's just how to exploit with this.
Yeah.
With the trait here?
Sure.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff that can exploit.
Yes.
But I think that's the biggest one, though.
So what would you do?
Wait, which one is
pick people up and
move through walls. Kurth can move anybody through there. Say your opponent is nowhere near blocking terrain or walls.
Mm-hmm.
Have a magic portal right there next to him now because one's next to her, one's next to Kurth.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh look, magic walls just pop up.
Right.
Yeah.
Or have somebody in the back game with barrier.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is Nightcrawler and Spiral kind of achieve what Thanos achieves with the draw my enemies toward me, whatever the name of that power is, where you bring them over and you just basically have your way with them. Now, the beauty of Nightcrawler versus something like Kurth is, Nightcrawler has hypersonic. He can bring them all the way over. He has 14 movement?
14 movement.
So wherever you place that square, you're gonna be able to grab somebody and bring them back.
Mm-hmm. For your team to annihilate them.
Yeah.
But then you're also well over 200 points in the 300-point build.
Sure.
So you need somebody else for your third piece in a kill box.
Mm-hmm.
And how many points are you at that point?
What's all Nightcrawler?
93?
No, it's 86. Less than that. 86.
Oh, is it? The new one's 93.
Yeah.
So it's an 86 and a 106.
So you're
at 190.
192. So with a resource, you're down to 100, basically. If you're using the belt. That's with a low point belt.
Yeah.
You can find a 100-point piece that can do some damage, but...
Ooh. 100-point Phoenix. Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that would do it.
So that's the ball game, kids.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who just found his 300-point team?
Yeah.
But what probably most people are going to use this for is Ghost Rider and the Heroes for Hire ATA.
Yep.
He's gonna try to jump right through the portal.
Mm-hmm.
With a prepped belt.
Yeah. Hit you for...
Which, she's mystical as well.
Now here's what I would say. Let's shift a little bit and talk. How do you combat this?
Defend?
Yeah, okay, so here is my first question when I saw this.
Yeah.
So you place the 2 markers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then your opponent goes, we'll say, if I put my guy on top of one of those markers, is the portal closed?
No.
Ooh.
Well,
I mean,
wait.
Because
If they are a flyer or if they have improved movement.
Who's sitting on the board?
an opposing character is now on top.
So you
I
Well,
moved
have
him.
then
you have Spiral. Paul has
Whoever.
the other team. You make the portals. He parks somebody on the portal.
I think you just have to roll breakaway.
I think
If it's only if you ignore characters for movement purposes,
If you ignore it, then
Like-
you can go right through.
right
Right.
through them, like flyers or phasing teleport or leap climb, which still has a
Yeah,
well, yeah,
I would say
you-
those would go. I would say those would go through. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say any of those, but normal
Yeah.
characters, no, it's
but
a
yeah,
bottleneck.
because it's like you're adjacent. It's as if a character is standing right
next to you.
next to you, right on that marker.
Wait, leap climb doesn't do that anymore.
You got to break away as
Yeah.
long as you don't roll a 1.
But that doesn't mean you can go. Say
Oh,
it's a room. Say it's a
Yes, yeah.
doorway. You can't leap climb over them.
Leap climb.
Yeah.
You over characters.
Say you have a room that you
Mhm.
have your guys in,
Yeah.
and there's one square that's a doorway. If you park a guy there,
Mhm.
the only things that get through there are flyers, phasing teleport, and ignores characters for movement, improved movement. Because leap climb no longer ignores characters. It gives them a better chance to break away. But you don't break away mid-move.
You might be right. Let's see what leap climb says.
Oh, okay, maybe it's that weird circle arrow through it symbol.
That's
So
symbol.
you're talking about
I
these
think that might
symbols,
do
right?
it.
The same.
Okay.
Yeah, the same. I mean, that's the same symbol of flyers.
Okay,
have.
then I think that's okay.
So leap
It's
climb,
just not
phasing.
ignore characters
Yeah,
normally.
but in other words, you can't. If there's a figure standing on the token that you placed, you won't be able to run a shot through it, charge through it, unless you have a guy that can ignore
Can't
dials.
fly or
And you can't park them at the entrance to the teleporter, or to the portal, and hit somebody on the other side. Because it's only for movement purposes.
Right. So it's not like
You can't
exactly.
shoot through it.
Yeah,
You can't,
yeah.
you can't park on the portal
Mhm.
and have somebody else on the other side of the portal and hit them.
right.
Right. So then at the same token, can these markers be destroyed? Like you place your
Special terrain, no.
special terrain can't be destroyed. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I mean those are
Unless it's blocking terrain.
those are some of my questions of how to just close the portal, basically.
I think it's a good section.
Yeah.
Or-
The other one is have Spiral on your team. Because it says give her double power action and remove all portals.
Yeah.
Not
Mm.
friendly
They place
portals.
Yep. I would do that.
All gateway markers in the map. You're correct.
Yeah. Or if you really wanted to close it, just use bunker.
Mm-hmm.
His blocking terrain markers don't go away.
Flyers.
Flyers can
climb.
take care of that.
Yeah,
You
flyers.
can't
It
put
is
it on the
a
square.
solution,
It's
though.
a
I
little
was,
For indoor
extra
especially.
yes, I was thinking about that. The other thing I was thinking of is park somebody with plasticity, combat reflexes, high defense right next to that square. That way, when they come around, unless they have improved movement, ignore characters,
Yep.
they're going to have to deal with all that,
Right.
Yeah.
which is fairly
It
significant.
could work against your alpha strike.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I mean,
just somebody cheap with plasticity where they're forced to waste their move to where suddenly they have moved and they're stuck there and now you can actually hit them. I don't know if anybody's going to fall for that bait, but,
Yeah.
whatever.
If you park a plasticity character on the portal.
I was saying adjacent to it, not on.
No, I mean on the portal.
Okay. Opposing or friendly?
If the opposing character has the portal, and you're defending.
Mm-hmm.
If you park plasticity on the portal, they have to stop before going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
They'd have to roll.
the other
Or no, you have
the
to
other
stop, period.
the other portal is adjacent,
Mm-hmm.
so they have to stop there.
Yeah, I mean, if when you put your marker down with her, if a friendly character is adjacent to that marker you just put down, and you move a guy on top of it on the other side, then those two characters are basically adjacent.
No, the two portals are not the same square. They're two different squares. They're adjacent squares. So they'd have to move onto it,
Onto one portal.
onto the entry portal,
Okay.
but then they'd have to stop.
Yeah, the opposing plasticity is say in their starting area. And then as soon as your guy hopped on to your portal,
You have to
you're
stop.
adjacent twice this.
Put skitter on it, and you can't ignore it. Period.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
Takes care of that.
Done.
But-
Skitter.
Yeah, those are a couple good ways around it, but
Yeah.
So, I don't know, to me, something like this seems a whole lot easier to deal with than a Justice League Team Base or Heroes for Hire or some of the other stuff that's come out recently that seems to really
It is, but
rustle some jimmies.
do you want to build to plan for the portals? Because if you don't have anything to deal with that real good.
Right.
yeah.
I almost wish that this was out for Worlds.
To get
Because
some nice testing.
Yeah.
I would want to see it opposing Heroes for Hire. I mean, granted, I know it's going to be used for Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But it would be a good defense, too. It's also, you could use it defensively.
To get out.
Well, no, it's your bat signal.
Yeah.
I mean, or
Sure.
close enough to it. You pull a guy back, they can get right back to the starting area where your healer's sitting
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in, movement of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
You could use it with a bat signal, too.
That's true.
Oh,
Bat
yeah.
signal them back. They move like 2 squares and they're back in where they were.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of things.
Okay,
There's a
well,
lot of things you can
let's
do.
move on.
Well, okay.
So how we doing?
Yeah.
That was good.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Welcome. What have we been doing?
What have we been doing?
What have you been doing?
What have you been doing?
Jeff is raising his hand.
Playing Marvel Heroes.
Still. Okay.
Yeah. We both play it. It's just awesome.
If you would like to play with us, please friend us on one of our many internet sites. Our contact info at the end of the show.
We will remind you of all those things at the end of the
Yes.
show.
Well, you might want to share your individual friend IDs.
I will wait until we get some requests.
Okay, fair enough. So get a hold of us. Details following this broadcast.
Details following, yes.
Yeah. I've been playing G.I. Joe on my phone. G.I. Joe Battleground.
Still.
It's it's great, man.
You're into that way too hard.
Yeah, I think you were playing it during that spiral discussion, actually.
No, actually I was not. It's a great game because it doesn't require a lot of attention, which is really nice.
Just enough.
Every once in a while you just have to jump in there, and there's very few times where it's like you actually sit there and you have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty nice. It's a deck building-ish kind of game.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's cool.
An app.
It is a freemium game, but yeah, you don't have to buy anything to do well. If you're patient and you have enough time in it, you'll do fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I've kind of been doing something similar, except for it's the Marvel card game.
The Avengers Alliance?
No, the War of Heroes.
Oh, yes.
The Android app.
Yeah. I thought it was
Facebook one.
Yes.
Besides, games and whatnot, I just got back from vacation. I went to Florida for a week. Yay.
Woo.
Family time. It was time. And, but I did get to spend a lot of time with my brother. We talked comics a bunch. And, he got me hooked into the game. Was showing me all the stuff. It was pretty cool. I like the game now.
It's a pretty cool
Let
game.
me ask
It's a good game.
Having been to the state of Florida, and this could apply to anyone who listens in Florida, do they like Florida better in Florida?
Is that playing on every radio station?
Yeah.
No, not that I heard.
Do they just start the day with it like they used to with like the national anthem?
All I saw was a lot of gray hairs.
Okay.
And they're not really the Florida type.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
never would have guessed.
Rocking it granny style.
Yeah.
Whatever. We did hear that one Daft Punk song.
At least
Sing
1,000
it.
times.
I don't remember the words to it, but we heard it like every time we turned the
Get
car on.
Lucky?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Oh.
I've
That's what
only
it's called.
anytime I hear that song, I always think of the pitch shifted version on YouTube. It sounds like Michael Jackson.
Yep, that's what I thought every time.
Yeah.
Which it got really old after a 14-hour car ride.
Sure.
Yeah.
It literally played within every hour.
Oh yeah. It's
And you were
high rotation.
traveling
Yes,
too, so
yes.
wow.
So we just kept hitting the scan, and it came
Yep.
up every hour.
That's something, man.
Like clockwork.
Nice. I've been watching a show that is changing my life. It is called Twin Peaks. It's from 1990. It is so weird, but it's so awesome.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Who's in that show? Anybody?
I vaguely remember
The most famous person that probably came out of that show was Laura Flynn Boyle.
Oh yeah.
Who has been in...
I don't know, but I know that's a name that people know somewhere.
That's out there.
Yeah.
That's true talk.
It is. This is a show that I think the way it's written, it could easily hang with anything that today, except it's super, super late 80s, early 90s. I mean, the hair is big and
How many
all that.
seasons did they?
It's just 2.
Oh.
It's 2 in a movie. It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
You can watch it. It's weird, but I love it.
Are the same characters that were in the TV show and the movie?
Yes, the movie is now on Netflix. They're coming out with a Blu-ray set that's going to have everything in it.
Guess who's gonna buy that?
I'm going to buy it. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I love this show. Like,
Wow.
Oh.
Well, the first episode's an hour and a half, so...
I thought you were through like the first season.
I thought that's what I was...
Look, it's a murder mystery show, and this FBI agent gets called in. He's really weird, very quirky. The people in the town are just insane. There's this lady, like the FBI guy and like the sheriff character are sitting in a diner, and this is lady with a little log,
Like a piece of
a
wood.
piece of wood,
Okay.
and she's like, "Why don't you ask my log about it? It saw a lot of things last night."
Oh my god.
It's so weird.
Wow.
But then it's like super serious and super like crime drama-ish thing.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
So what would be better? This show or a Castle episode with the cameo by Murder, She Wrote?
I have to take the entire show, or
What?
which is better?
Come on, don't think
It's just
too much.
okay. All right.
Come on.
It's just
trying
like
to think.
Conan,
Just-
what is best in life? We can do it.
Yes.
To crush your enemies, to see them driven to fall you, to hear the lamentations of the women.
Hear the lamentations of the women.
So good. Yeah, both things are good.
Okay.
There you go.
Speaking of Blu-ray collections, did you see the X-Men Adamantium collection?
I did not. What is
Wow.
Because
That's a Wolverine fist claw
it
thing.
is basically every X-Men movie that has
it?
come
Wow.
out. It's $130.
So right up Mitch's alley.
Yeah.
I only need first class. That's all I need.
Yeah. Mitch
The
loves the
first
X-Men
one was
movies.
okay. X-Men.
Same thing that happens to everything
Toad.
else.
Okay, Halle Berry was awful in that movie. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed
I thought
it.
she was awful.
I enjoyed X1 and X2.
Okay.
But,
X3, gone.
She's, yeah.
yeah, as time has gone on, though, and they've tried to link the movies together, that's where we have problems.
So Toad is in that first movie,
Yeah.
and jumping off topic real quick, very underrated piece, and from the Gravity Feed.
The Wolverine, the X-Men
No,
Gravity Feed.
not underrated. I'm gonna love the crap out of that piece. It's gonna be great.
I haven't heard anyone talk about them, but I mean, traded leap climb, but traded sidestep
Yes.
with plasticity, in-cap poison. I mean, he's going to be pretty good, no joke. I mean, 67 points, Brotherhood of Mutants, team ability, and keyword, with a little bit of regen at the very end.
What about that dolphin, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which he definitely should have.
It looks like you want to push him right to click, too.
Yeah.
You want to get to that plasticity.
Get
I
that
almost
one.
wish he didn't have the dolphin, because that seems to be really point expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is where sidestep really comes into play with comboing it with poison. Because once you're on poison, move him up 2 squares away from your opponent. And then your very next turn, they would never see it coming. Sidestep right next to him, poison.
With plasticity, too.
Yeah.
And
Because that can take place sidestep can take place
Yeah.
before poison?
Yes.
Wow.
Free action.
Same as Outwit.
Wow.
Yep.
So if you have somebody else with Outwit,
So
sidestep,
you can do that at the very
Outwit,
beginning
poison.
of your turn?
Yes.
Wow.
Anything that happens as a free action can happen at the quote-unquote beginning of your turn. Leadership, you can outwit before leadership. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can outwit before leadership.
Yeah.
Say somebody outwitted your leadership and you want to outwit their outwit so you can get your leadership.
There you go.
Leadership, outwit, perplex, sidestep, poison. All those things to be done before the beginning of your turn.
Yeah, it's a nice combo.
Anything that is a free action or a non-action.
Great tie-up piece.
Great tie-up piece.
Pretty cool.
67 points is not a lot either.
No, I mean that's very good for the points, for sure.
Right on. Okay.
Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we were just talking about each other,
We
understanding ourselves
We were.
better.
Our weekend hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been reading a lot more comics than I have been in the past. Just finished up Hawkeye's. What came out, I think, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
They actually just released the newest volume. I got that as well. I've yet to read it, but My Life as a Weapon was the first one. I highly recommend it. I mean,
That's the new ongoing series, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The art, when I first saw it, the artwork is nothing to scream about. But it's definitely different. It's more simple. But man, the story is just it doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, there's a scene where he's basically using every arrow in the history of Hawkeye arrows there's ever been, and you can totally tell it's tongue in cheek, and they're
Sure.
trying, being funny about it. But it's a great story. I mean, I was smiling ear to ear reading that whole comic, and then
See, I was talking to my brother, and we both kind of agree that we're on the same page with art really makes or breaks the comic for us. Like, a comic with art styles, and not necessarily quote-unquote good art in the sense of artistic beauty or whatever, this wonderful, crazy style that's really, exploratory and out there or whatever.
yeah.
If I can't, get into the art, I can't get into the story.
Looking, I just Googled this while we're talking about this, and actually it looks very similar to Cliff Chang on Wonder Woman. That very clean style.
Interesting.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely clean.
Very clean, and I like that too.
Yeah.
Cliff Chang's Wonder Woman and all the other stuff that he's ever done has been really cool.
The art on that was interesting enough to hold me into the story, but right on the part where if the story was not as great as that is...
You're talking Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
If the story was not as great as it is, I probably wouldn't have kept that book just for the art.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the art is...
Usually it's Cliff
Here's
Chang and Brian Azzarello, though.
Yes.
Who's
And,
just
my gosh,
ridiculously good.
Azzarello's good.
Yeah. He's a cranky old man.
He is.
It's great. I was reading there was a con this weekend where somebody was asking like multiple questions at one of the panels, and he's just like, no, one question only, that's it. Stop it.
Well, we saw him at Chicago Comic Con
Yes.
last year, and like people asked questions about the Wonder Woman book, and he gave one-word answers.
Yeah.
Like all his answers were like,
He's
yes,
a cantankerous old
no, purple. I mean, it's just it was cool.
Well, yeah, and there was another thing where somebody asked the question of like, so what do you think of Wonder Woman and Superman being together? That doesn't really seem to jive with your book with Wonder Woman and Orion. He's just like, yeah. It's like DC doesn't read my stories or something. And Dan Didio was like right there, and he's just like, well, we'll talk to Brian after the panel here.
Which, that is the one book that is not in the normal continuity.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Wonder Woman. It's a great book, but...
In the latest Justice League, or Justice League of America,
yeah,
or Dark,
the whole
I don't
Trinity
know,
War
the
thing.
Trinity War
Yeah.
stuff, it barely mentions the whole, oh, I just talked to all the gods, and that was pretty much it. It was one line of dialogue to nod to those stories.
That whole thing, the Wonder Woman books, you never would have caught me or Jared as people that read Wonder Woman like a lot, or at all. But man, it has been so good and so different from what you'd expect that it's recommended for really anybody.
As a character, I don't like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
In HeroClix, I don't like Wonder Woman. Like, let's just be real. I'm not a fan of her, but this book is really good. It's not so much because of Wonder Woman, it's because of the sporting cast.
Yeah.
It's a very well done interpretation of Greek mythology.
Well,
And it's really a Greek mythology book with Wonder Woman in
it's
it.
really proof that writing can affect anything, make it interesting. But speaking of Wonder Woman, I'm just gonna have Jeff look at this here.
Mhm.
This is the Arkham Asylum Wonder Woman.
Yes.
She is amazing,
I have looked at that many times.
and she's only an uncommon, so she's not even hard to get.
Yeah.
What can she do?
It's the Wonder Woman holding the pedestal,
Yes.
or the,
Yeah.
the stone, stone
Oh,
column.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She starts out 10, 12, 18, 5 with flying and indom.
Yeah.
How many points?
248.
You pay a lot. So charge, super strength, impervious, and a special damage of... She can use leadership and perplex, though she can only target other characters. She just is a brick house,
Yeah.
man. Like, just...
I really
runs through- She gains a defense power
There she is.
invulnerability, and when she's the target of a ranged attack, she can use super senses.
Yes.
So you essentially get the really cool version of impervious,
Mm-hmm.
but it can't be outwitted since it's one power.
Right.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah.
got a really cool attack power too. Super strength and end cap. As if she had a range of 6, normally she has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Can use in cap and successfully hits an opposing character, you can give her an action token to the second opposing character that has 0 or 1 action tokens that is adjacent to the target if the attack roll would also hit the second
Yeah.
character.
It's like energy explosion in cap.
Yeah. She's really cool.
Yeah.
But again, it's Wonder Woman. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's really hard for me to care because it's Wonder Woman.
I'm waiting for a really good Wonder Woman movie to come out to really kind of shape the character in like the public eye.
They tried making a TV show.
Yeah.
That
I think
failed.
they filmed the pilot and then immediately got canceled.
Did any of you guys see
And
the
jumped
animated Wonder Woman movie?
Hmm.
Really good.
Really? Do you have that one?
I do have that
Then
one.
we'll have to watch that one.
You could watch that. It's again, same thing where it's like the writing is so solid, the story is so cool that like you watch it and you're like, wow, that was really cool.
They have to, I guess I just don't like the thought of who her character is yet.
Mhm.
Like, I need to find a way to really see her character as somebody who's a real person and not, I'm an Amazon, I kill people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she is. She's
Yeah.
just a bruiser. That's it.
Well, it's probably because most characters that you're familiar with, you know their backstory and how they got their powers. And if you ask me where she got her powers, I would have 0 clue. Like, no idea.
She's an Amazon.
So she's born with it?
She's
They
an Amazon.
made her out of clay.
Well, first it was she was an Amazon, and then she was made out of clay, and then it was, currently she's a daughter of Zeus.
Okay.
There's
She's,
a lot of
you know,
intrigue on that too.
You know,
It's
one of Zeus's,
Anybody should read that
bastard
book.
children.
Yeah.
You know,
he gets around.
he does. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So wait, Hercules from the Marvel set
Mm.
is now the sister of Wonder Woman in the DC set. Whoa, cross universe.
Yep. Okay. So moving on. What do we got next? What's on the docket?
We got some previews. There's a lot of stuff. Sorry, my voice went a little.
Brady Bunch episode there. It's time to change.
There's one more thing that you forgot to mention of.
What
What
is
have you
it?
been doing this past week?
What have I been doing?
It's in a little box.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
there.
Oh,
We
I
had
forgot
a
about that.
tournament.
Yeah.
We had a
Which,
tournament at our
which I
store.
missed. Being in
Yes.
Florida. Womp, womp, womp.
We had a big old tournament.
Yes. There's a new addition to the Batman family.
Yeah, we had a tournament that was, it's called Two Thieves. The idea behind it is you bring 2 300-point teams, and you choose one of the teams from your opponent's side to bring over to your side.
And you play with
Totaling 600.
Yeah.
totally 600. So 300 that you brought that they didn't choose, and
Right.
300 of theirs that you did choose.
Conventional wisdom on this was bring 2 okay teams. That way your really good team doesn't get chosen out from under you.
Mm-hmm.
They told me to zig. So in the words of Macho Man Randy Savage, I zagged. Elizabeth said go left. I said go right. Okay. So I did that, and what I did was I brought in 2 300-point Supermen, and I said I'm just going to take the better of whatever you have, and yeah, it worked.
It worked.
You know what gross?
Yeah.
Somebody brought in 2 Justice League team bases at 300 points.
Oh, God.
You couldn't, because they're silver ringed. While you
But
build
you
it,
won't have one
Yeah.
team.
while you build it, it's considered on the same team.
Oh, okay. I did
Which
not
is
know
why
that.
you couldn't have a resource like, oh, I have the gauntlet and I have the belt. So,
Right.
you know,
Oh, okay. I get
Yeah, I
that.
see.
yeah.
I'm guessing resources were just nixed.
You could, but,
Yeah, but-
your opponent would just take it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, nobody brought one.
No.
I would have.
Would you?
No.
It's tempting.
I'm just
bait.
trying to be different.
As bait,
Yeah.
here, take my utility belt.
You
Yeah.
can have the belt, and
And I have Iron Man. And so they just take Iron Man.
No, I was gonna say the belt and Poop Face from Batman set.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Here, take.
Did you assign who the belt was on?
Yes. This also worked with ATAs too, that
Yeah.
an ATA that was built had to be carried over. You couldn't just drop it and put on a different ATA.
What if say your 300-point Team A had an ATA on it and your Team B didn't?
That never came up, did it?
I don't
Their
think so.
Team A had one and their Team B didn't.
Right.
And you pick both of the A's and they pick both of the B's.
Yeah, then you have 2 ATAs.
Then you have 2
Yeah,
ATAs.
that wouldn't work.
I assume you just have to drop one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't come
What's
up.
paid for?
Yeah,
I would
well,
argue the crap out of that.
yeah.
Yeah, that didn't come up.
No.
Yeah. During that tournament, the 2 teams that I brought, they were Pacific Rim. One team was Coyote Tango and Crimson Typhoon, 150 each. The other team was Striker Eureka and Gypsy Danger, 125, 175.
Interesting.
That was fun because I discovered how amazing Striker Eureka is.
Yeah.
Like,
Which one's that?
basically, he has
I don't have that one.
triple target, 6 range, running shot, penetrating blast for 4 damage. And his damage special is called 6 Shooter Attack. Gives Striker Eureka a ranged combat action. After the ranged combat attack resolves, it may make a second ranged combat attack as a free action. So he basically has a ranged flurry.
Yeah.
Except the first attack is penetrating. Because he's running shot, penetrating, damage.
It says, give him a ranged
Give him a
combat.
ranged combat action.
You can't
So
do
you-
that.
You running shot, penetrate.
It'd be like flurry or
It's like
exploit.
Grifter's power.
It's like flurry or exploit.
Because
You'd have to.
running shot's a power action.
Running shot's power action says give them a ranged combat action. Penetrating psychic blast
Is a ranged
give
combat
this
action.
a combat ranged combat action. Flurry or the special powers give this character a ranged combat action. So those are both ranged combat actions.
So you're giving him the ranged
You're
combat
giving
action.
them the action to flurry, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
Really?
it in melee terms. Yeah. It's either flurry or exploit. It's not both.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of, which I knew you couldn't do.
That's why you can't, because they are both the same type of action. So you only get to grant them one ranged combat action as a free action.
I don't know, though.
If it was worded as when you give them a ranged combat action.
See, because running shot says give him a power action, and then it may be given a ranged combat action
That's a free
Right.
action.
as a free action.
Yes.
And then his special power says after he's given a ranged combat action, he may make a second attack for free.
The first part of that says give them a ranged combat action to do an attack, and then do a second attack. You know what flurry says? Give them a close combat action to do an attack and another
Make
attack.
another attack. Well, he doesn't have running shot on those clicks anyways.
I think basically the way to think about it is when you give them a running shot psychic blast, it's do the power action, give them the range combat action. There's no room to fit that power into, it's a separate thing. If that makes
You
sense.
could choose
Yeah.
Yeah.
or you could choose psychic blast or the special power.
To do running shot. Well,
Mm.
so you basically would have to be base, just staying still and shoot twice.
I mean, if you had running
You can't
shot,
combo
you
running
could.
shot with it.
Yes, you can. You cannot combo penetrating with it because it's like exploit flurry. You cannot exploit flurry.
It's like Grifter's power from Batman.
I don't
Remember
remember.
there was a bunch of discussion whenever that came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said.
It's ranged.
It's very...
Give him a range
similar.
combat action, then give him another range combat.
Yeah.
action.
Give Grifter a range combat action. After actions resolve as this power is showing, he may make a second range combat attack as a free action.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same power.
So
Yeah.
you're giving him the range combat action to make 2 attacks, basically.
Right.
Yes. So if he had running shot, you could running shot into that power, but he couldn't psychic blast into that power.
Yeah.
It's all based on the wording of if it says when you give or give. If it's give, you have to fulfill the requirement of giving them an action. Like Blades says, when you do this, when a character does damage with a close combat action, then you can roll for Blades. Steel Energy, when you deal damage with a close combat attack, then you heal.
Still,
Okay.
Striker Eureka is a really good piece.
Yeah,
he has triple target energy explosion too.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
By the way.
I like that.
And we want exploit on the same click
Ooh.
too.
Yeah, he was very good. I love that Pacific Rim set.
Ooh.
It's
Does he have energy
fantastic.
explosion at the same time he has that double flurry
No.
for the flurry
No.
thing?
No.
That would have stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
I was listening to the Starting Over podcast, which is a fine podcast you should all check out. And he was playing the Kaiju and just noted that because they have such long dials and their mystics, that is just a bear to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 600 point one,
Yeah.
you basically have an 11 click dial twice.
It's just too much to get through
Mm-hmm.
to actually take them down. You have to have a way to take out mystics or just hit them so hard
Just
that
have it,
they
yeah.
die.
Then you're only going to take 3 mystics by the time you've killed them or something.
Right. Which is still a lot.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
is.
You know.
Yeah. Slattern, the 600 point one, is 11 clicks. And when you hit the KO click, it says, alright, now put him back to 1, roll a d6, click him that many points of damage. So if you roll a 1, you're on click 2.
Right.
Halo, 10 more clicks of damage.
Yeah.
That's
of life.
crazy.
Yeah, and if he has charge starting.
Oh, let's see. He has. We'll make it back there. Charge starting, yes.
Yeah. So if you're playing a high point game, you combo Slattern with Spiral. Have some fun.
Oh, man.
Charge, impervious, shape change.
Yeah. Good luck with
20 defense.
that. Just ruin the whole game.
And if he does take damage, next click, oh, Steel Energy. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Exploit Steel Energy.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
And click 3, oh, he goes to Hypersonic instead.
Yeah. Jeff, yours was...
I built my team in the parking lot. Both my teams.
Okay.
One team was Doom King, the duo. Good
Okay.
choice. I finally got to play them once that night.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. The other team was Scarlet Witch and Wonder Man duo and Spider-Man from Spider-Man. The Gravity Feed Spider-Man.
Okay.
75 points.
So you end up playing that one a couple times.
I did. But that was okay. I really like that Spider-Man. It worked well with their power. That's the Spider-Man where if he hits you with a ranged combat attack, you are
-3.
attack till the end of the turn.
Okay.
Through their turn.
Wow. Okay.
So that's pretty nice.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he's just neutering people while the other the other pair is,
Yeah. And he has
hurting
sharpshooter.
people.
Yeah.
So if you time up, he'll still shoot you for the power.
Yep.
Nice.
It's not bad at all.
Give him,
It's a good piece.
give him Doc Ock arms and shoot a
Yeah.
couple people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we clarified this. The tournament was for any of the holiday figures. It was a $5 buy-in. Not a bad tournament setup at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, we've had one other tournament like that, and now there's no more Batman, basically.
Yeah.
I thought there was 3.
Maybe.
From last I heard, it was a set for Saturday, a set for Wednesday, and a set that would be
Determined.
determined by, kind of
Yeah.
split up a little bit.
I think I'm thinking of the individual days. So,
Yes.
yeah, the other Batman is out there. It's just not determined when that's going to be
Sure.
up for grabs. As for that Batman, I had to get him because I have White Lanterns. Is he the greatest? No, not really. I think Green Lantern Batman is probably better for what.
And even out of the holiday figs, he's not the best one.
No.
He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good, but he's not wonderful.
He's really cool looking.
Yeah, he does look amazing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Batman TA or quintessence.
What are his keywords?
White Lantern Core.
That's the only one.
There's
Yeah.
no Bat-related ones?
I don't think so. Let me double check.
That's sad.
Oh, no. Batman Family as well.
Oh,
Okay.
well that could be good.
Yeah, you could throw the ATA on him.
Ooh, so that gives
I forget that.
willpower?
Yes,
Yes, he has it
that's
now
what it
already.
does. 'Cause
Yeah. He does not.
So that
Does
was
not have it.
Okay, so that'd be good.
Yeah.
And his special power is use steal energy. When he would heal with it, heal all adjacent friendly characters instead of him and roll a d6 on a 5 or 6, heal him of 1 damage. So he's a giver.
Yeah,
He has flurry on those clicks too. So that's really nice.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But it's only a 9. One click of 10 attack and the rest are 9. Then he has the traditional White Lantern live power. That stop click with
Yeah.
regen. And coupled with support. But he's only got an 8 attack at that point. You don't want him to be there.
No, at that point the game's probably over.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've seen that live power work out to where people regen all the way back up.
Mm-hmm.
The best example is White Lantern Sinestro. You can regen all the way to, like, basically that click is split into 2. The top half is this ranged monster and the back half is this close combat beast. To where, like, his first click is a 5 with close combat expert.
Mm.
Wow.
Like, so you can hit people for
Oh,
7.
yeah, nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that he had one of the keywords that Green Lantern Batman had, but Green Lantern has Gotham City.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had Gotham City, that would be very, very interesting.
That would be awful.
Yeah, Gotham City is one of the more feared keywords for good reason.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, with the police keyword.
So, that was that. Good times.
Yeah, it was good.
There's another tournament here in 2 days.
Yes.
Do we know what that is?
It is the power dampening field.
Oh,
That one.
power actions.
Yeah, where basically the idea behind it is anytime you roll a power, or you give a power action, you have to roll a d6. On a 5 or 6, you may proceed with the power action. Otherwise, you have to take a different action.
Yep.
And it's 600 points. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Remaining holiday figs, so you get the elf or Mephisto.
Yeah.
I would want the elf, but like I want like several of the elves. I don't want just one, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
like a 300-point team of just the
Yeah,
elves.
like I want like 4
3
elves.
elves.
you
3
know?
100
Like,
points.
Yeah.
if
Santa's helpers are
you
here for
fail your
revenge,
D6
you know?
roll,
Yeah.
do you have to choose another power action, or do you have to choose another action?
No, you
period?
just
A
do
different
something
kind
else.
of action that's not a power action.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
Interesting.
yes.
Okay,
So you're rolling every time you want to charge or running shot.
Yeah.
Basically.
or
yes.
hypersonic, or...
There's a lot of stuff.
Or range
Flurry.
combat expert.
Close
Close
combat,
combat
yeah.
expert.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a few things.
I think I just...
Luckily, we played that tournament 2 weeks ago, the same format,
Yeah.
and I had no problems. Literally every roll just
Yeah.
was
Well,
under a
I built my
5.
team around the idea of not having to do power actions.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a fun way around it.
Do you want to tell it for this broadcast?
For this
To
broadcast,
all the listeners.
Exclusive.
there's kind of a small little workaround.
What's that?
Mind control.
Sure.
You can mind control somebody, and then you're giving them a free action. You're not giving them a power action.
Right.
Mind control to running shot. Mind control to
Yeah.
That's
charge.
true.
Get a mole man, heyo, and mind control your own character to charge, or hypersonic Dracula.
Moleman, Black Lantern, Superman,
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
Dracula.
You're welcome, listeners and
Yeah.
other co-hosts.
For all the other people that are going to run this tournament.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Or if you want to do it, because everyone goes right to Mole Man when they think of mind control, but I tell you that Iron Man from Galactic Guardians, the Fantastic Four one,
Doesn't he only have it once? though?
you can do it one time, but if you
Make it
combine it
count.
with a powerful robot, and there's some powerful robots out there,
I guess my whole thought is that you can put 2 mole men on for probably less than the cost of that Iron Man and do it for the entire game.
Yeah.
But you can also use Iron Man as a secondary attacker.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I mean, he's no joke at 150 points.
Mole Man, you also get outwit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, think. Dracula, Mole Man, Dracula, Mole Man.
Sure, why not?
That's probably close to 600 points. Dracula can carry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I've wreaked some real bad havoc.
So
with
you
Mole Man
might,
and Black
so you
Market
might
Super
control
Man.
Dracula
So
to
you
do
want to save the
something,
moment.
and then you carry him with you. Now he can't make an action, but he already did. But Dracula can still do whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah. And when you carry him, can you just use his outwit?
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, at that point.
Once you set him down.
Yeah. Speaking of mind control, I've not really used it a lot outside of like the Mole Man. I don't build mind control teams. But that really, really came in handy recently. Not this last week, the week before, when I was going up against, I think it was a 300-point Superman. Yeah. And I was just like, what do? I don't know how to hurt this guy. Like, I don't have outwit. I don't have anything to penetrate. I don't want him hitting impervious.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had the gauntlet and the mind control gem was showing. I'm like, well, yeah, why don't I just mind control him and then hypersonic, smash this rock over his own guy and then run him all the way back. And that's exactly what I did. And it was beautiful and it changed the entire game.
The game.
Yeah.
There's a couple pieces that have the no feedback mind control
Yeah.
that really clinch it for me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And well, I mean, at this point with the rule change, I mean, any figure under, is it 150 points?
Yeah.
You're fine anyway.
I was willing to take the click of damage to
Oh,
get.
sure.
You know.
I mean, in special instances, the click is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have Poison Ivy from Batman.
Mhm.
She has the same no feedback damage,
Right.
mind control.
The obvious Brother Voodoo.
The obvious brother video.
Yeah. No unavoidable damage. Feedback damage is merely this podcast.
Yes. Feedback damage is not a legitimate Wizards of the Coast, or not Wizards. It's not a legitimate, what is the people?
Whiz kids?
Whiz Kids. It's close.
The guys you
Whiz.
give a lot of your money to?
Wizard.
It's the Whiz guys.
The Wizard
Yeah.
Kids.
The kid wizards, Harry Potter guys.
Not the wizards that live near the coast.
Right.
Not those guys.
They do
That's
live in
different.
Jersey though, so.
Hey.
Yeah.
All
Out of
right.
the coast. For
So,
sure.
anyway,
Yeah.
we have some other previews here.
We sure do. Who wants to go first?
I will, just because I have a topic that
Okay.
kind of comes with
Oh.
it.
Go for it. man.
The first one I have is just because it's kind of an interesting little thing that I thought about is, the Excalibur team base was dropped and, all the dials were revealed and all that jazz. And there's Phoenix, Rachel Summers / Rachel Gray, depending on which universe I guess you're in. But she's always Rachel. Rachel! Fairly standard Phoenix type bruiser. Good defense powers, penetrating psychic blast, running shot. She has an outwit shape change ability. She can use outwit normally, or she may choose a power and counter that power on all opposing characters within range and line of fire.
With an A range.
With an 8 range. That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it does say power, not ability on that point,
Yeah.
where you cannot, say, hey, I want to do Indom.
Right.
That'd be kind of a little busted.
Yeah.
And then she becomes a close piece, doing charge poison, super senses, prob. Pretty all around good piece.
Mm-hmm.
The point that I kind of like her is when you pair her with the chases.
Mm-hmm.
So the Phoenix 5, they have the only one that we've seen so far is Cyclops, and he says anybody with the Phoenix Force keyword can use leadership, and when they die, choose an ability that hasn't been chosen yet, and give everybody that shares the Phoenix Force keyword +1 to that combat value. So with the 5 Phoenix 5s, or the 5 of the Phoenix 5s, there's 5 combat abilities that you can bump. Speed, attack, defense, damage, range. Well, she shares that keyword. So you could essentially have her bumped with everything. And she's that sixth character that you can kind of throw on the team to round it out if there's
Enough
more
room,
space or whatever. Or if you don't have a resource or whatever it may be.
Just kind of keep her in the back taking pot shots.
Yeah. I mean, something like that. But all of them are going to be able to bump. And I'm not saying, the Reign of Superman trait where you go run out and get a Superman kill.
Yeah.
All your teams get +1.
Yeah.
This is more of a play it relatively normally, but if somebody dies, let him die.
Yeah.
And just
Everyone's
kick more butt with everybody else.
Everyone's madder now.
Now, was she actually a part of the Phoenix Force in the story?
She did hold the Phoenix Force.
Okay.
The Phoenix Force keyword is a host of the Phoenix. I'm gonna be surprised if Jean, one of the Jean Grey that we get, does not have Phoenix Force on it. Because she's the host of the Phoenix Force at one point.
I was a bit confused. I was always thinking it was the Phoenix
5.
I was thinking Phoenix Entity instead of Phoenix Force. I thought Phoenix Force was like their cool team name.
No, that's the Phoenix 5.
Yeah, I got it now.
Phoenix Force is the entity.
Got it.
Yeah, they don't call it entities, they call them forces.
Ah.
Yes. So, that was all with that one.
Force blast when it farts.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So she has, of course, Phoenix Force, X-Men, Future, Excalibur, and Starjammers keywords for 154 points.
Isn't that the most 80s sounding team name ever? We're the
Starjammers!
Yeah! Wail our guitars and save the universe.
I swear that was a tag team in wrestling in the 80s.
It could have been. I don't doubt it.
Oh, and when she's on the team base, she has a asset dial power that says this team character's powers and abilities cannot be countered. Modify this team's damage value by +1. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
Real nice.
Yeah, that's one. When I see new sets now, I really think a lot about Sealed. This is a scary one if somebody pulls us in Sealed.
Yeah.
Her? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hefty point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's over half of your team, but that's well worth over half your team.
Yeah.
Especially with some Fear Itself events.
That's true. No no range pieces in that set. This is gonna be really good.
I hadn't thought about that yet.
I haven't either.
With
For myself, I was just assuming Spider-Man.
We have 3 left. How many are there left?
Fear Itself?
Yeah.
We
4.
have not done 3. We have not done month 3 yet. Oops,
I
somebody
mean,
broke Wonder Woman.
Oh,
no!
Get the glue.
get a little glue out.
Yeah, I got it right here.
So we did Loki,
month 2.
Hela.
That's it.
Next is
Thor.
Yes.
Oh my god, that Thor.
That Thor is pretty beast.
Holy yeah.
Yeah.
Which
He
that's
looks
coming
awesome.
up in what, another
Next
week?
Wednesday.
Yeah, and then for those of us that are going to Gen Con, we're
Yeah.
having the craziest schedule.
Yes, which I now took off additional work days.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Look at you, man.
yeah,
You're boss.
I did a bit.
So
Yeah.
for month 4,
Yes.
we will have X-Men,
Yeah.
which will probably be
Yep.
our sealed piece or picks for.
Oh, definitely.
God.
Well, ideally, I think soon-ish, we should be getting 2 Fear Itself boosters to where we don't have to pull X-Men.
I'm all for that too.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
There will be a day, someday,
Yeah.
when we have what we're supposed to have.
Right.
Come on,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Hopefully by month 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't know what month 3 looks like. I don't know. I think we're still...
So I
Is
think
that the term allocated? Is that what they're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
I think the last 3 months is when the point cost starts going up too.
Yeah.
So
Which
that'll-
is good.
That'll be good for 2
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah.
When does the next? Speaking of Fear Itself, is it the Mighty with Iron Man? The Mighty pack.
Next scenario
Oh,
pack.
yeah.
The scenario pack.
Relatively
That
soon.
should be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Probably halfway. And the
Who else
month
is in
maybe.
that? Iron Man and
That dwarf.
Oh, yeah. Hodir. No, that's not right.
no.
That's not right.
Well, the special object is
The Uru Forge.
Yeah.
Mm.
which I don't remember what that does.
Basically, you can either choose, if you pick it up, you could choose +3 to speed or to range,
Oh, that's right.
which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
+1 to attack or damage, I think, for the rest of the game.
It's in
Right.
the unit section.
Or the third one is you can replace it with any other relic
Oh, that's
that
right.
point cost or less.
Yep.
Oh
So
yeah.
those hard to roll 6s you can now pick up as a 3 or
Mhm.
6.
Yes.
But
There's
again,
a lot of good relics out there.
it's a relic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it always says you can't re-roll it, too. So,
And again,
it's risky.
it's a
Yes.
relic. It's still
Yeah.
a relic. I don't care.
I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like if there's a chancy kind of roll, like super senses, shape change, whatever, like I'm probably not going to hit it.
Right.
It's probably going to be a waste.
Just plan to not hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then but if my opponent has it, they're going to hit it.
Yeah.
They're just going to hit impervious. They're going to hit
Pretty much.
super senses.
Yeah. Ask Paul about my super senses rolls.
I lost count.
How many you hit?
times Jeff hit
Oh my
super
God.
senses on me.
That
Yeah, you guys had a game like a week or two
Oh
ago,
my
right?
God.
It was nuts.
The ending to that match was,
the stupidest game tactics by me.
well, yeah. After we realized what he could just poison me to death and the game would have been over.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, it came down to one last shot.
First off, after Ant-Man and Wasp killed 4 of his Thunderbolts team.
Yeah,
Wow.
Single-handedly.
pretty much. That Ant-Man Wasp is so good.
So good.
It's so hard to hit.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're
and,
my annoyance team.
yeah. And I built, my whole team was range, so they're all shooters, so they're automatically getting the +1 defense. It was just so hard to hit them that when I finally did on the last attack that I needed to hit, I think I needed an 8 or a 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit it, and I thought I won.
Finally.
And then I saw he had super senses, and I went,
from the belt.
yes, from the belt. No
Oh,
less.
man.
So I didn't even know. And then, of course, he rolls a 6, and
Oh,
super senses right out of it.
Ugh.
So then, and that would have killed him,
Right.
that shot. So then he goes,
Duo attack.
he duo attacks me. First attack, critical miss,
Kill
game
myself.
over.
Oh,
Kill myself.
That's the ball game.
isn't that funny though too? Whenever you like hit like a super senses or impervious, even though 5 is valid,
Mhm.
6 is like I super don't care.
Yeah.
I easily dodge your attack. You know,
I
Yeah.
neoed that crap.
right.
Right.
Or impervious is like you're in the Superman pose and it just bounces right off.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyways, sorry to
moving along.
hijack here.
it's okay.
No.
Moving along, we have another one from the Excalibur team base. It is Nightcrawler. We're
There we
gonna go
go.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, this
There we
was
go.
a very interesting one because I mean,
So
Nightcrawler,
it's Nightcrawler.
The sculpt is awesome.
infamous in
this-
place.
The sculpt is very awesome. I like
Yeah.
it. It's very cool looking. It's got the purple smoky banff behind it.
That's from like a comic cover, I think. I feel like.
Kind of probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. So he has ignores elevated and hindering for movement. He has a trait that says Nightcrawler can use the carry ability, and he may carry 2 characters if they share a keyword with him. Pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
A second trait that says, once per turn, Nightcrawler may ignore a square of blocking terrain, or a wall or square of blocking terrain for movement purposes. If he does, after action is resolved, deal him unavoidable damage equal to the number of characters he carried this turn. So if he's not carrying anybody, no damage.
Right.
1 person, 1 damage, 2 people, 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Fine and
Okay.
dandy.
Okay.
And I've seen why, I've heard why that trait is, like, the story behind it. Because any instance of Nightcrawler has been, Nightcrawler can teleport, but
If he carries somebody.
if you can't see something,
That's right.
it's risky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't know, like, he has to be
Yeah.
able to have
Stuck in
line
a
of
wall.
sight. He doesn't want to be stuck in a wall.
Yep. I remember
So
that.
it's that risky, hey, if I move through things I can't see through,
Right.
And I'm carrying
when
someone.
I'm carrying somebody, I might get hurt, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, oh no, he lost a pinky toe in the wall, so he takes damage.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. So that's okay. He starts off with hypersonic, not nearly the crazy numbers he had his last go around.
No.
10-10, 17-3 is his run down there. He does have a special defense power that says Nightcrawler can use energy shield deflection and super senses.
I would have liked to see combat reflexes thrown on there also. Just give him all 3.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He's, a swordsman. He teleports. Yeah. On a 17, so it's not a high number.
Kraven he's got 3 defensive powers. He has
Toughness,
toughness, combat reflexes, and super senses.
Mm-hmm. So then he goes to sidestep and blades with that power. Click 3, sidestep blades, exploit in that power, and the defense power. Gets back to hypersonic in the defense power, hypersonic and combat reflexes and exploit. Then he goes to charge, combat reflexes and exploit for 2 clicks, where his attack goes down to a 9, damage at 2.
Yeah.
So he has 3 damage for his first half, 2 damage for the last half.
Yeah.
93 points.
It's pretty good. I mean, he has move and attack on every single click, basically.
Sidestep, but yeah. I mean,
Still-
it's
still
baby move
moving.
and attack, sure. Now, here is the question that I kind of seen posted, and I want to pose to this panel here.
Yes.
Yes. Old Nightcrawler. Broke.
Yes.
I got that. That's fine.
Sure.
In today's standards, with Heroes for Hire, JLA team base, cop cars, all that stuff, is that really still as broke as it used to be?
Yes.
And is this the power worth?
Wait,
Is this new one worth the power, or worth the cost it costs?
I think this new one's fine. I don't see a thing wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
from
I think the
beginning.
old one is still crazy busted.
Yeah.
I think it's
Especially
it's
with
still
Spiral out there. It'll just
Yeah.
okay.
you
With
know.
Spiral, it changes the game a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think that Nightcrawler in today's game is nowhere near as broke as he used to be.
I mean, I definitely.
I think that he was way overpowered, but now with power creep, he's
Well,
normal.
Also, when it came out, there was really nothing like that.
Yeah.
When he came out. So I guess what I'm proposing is that the busted Nightcrawler of the Web of Spider-Man era in the Amazing Spider-Man and Beyond era
Right.
is not necessarily broken.
I don't think so.
I mean, I
still
You
think
just
it's-
have a hatred
Any-
towards him.
No,
the power, I mean, it's never going to change. He can attack you and then bring you right back to his team. I mean, that's crazy.
Really strong.
That is
Really,
No,
ridiculous.
I think that is strong,
yeah.
but that is a gimmick power. As
But-
you know with mine,
It's not just that one thing. It's shape change, super senses, stealth,
he's
and
got,
like what, a 19, or is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got
yeah, that's
got two
crazy.
gimmicks going
Yeah.
for him. One is he's really hard to hit.
Yeah.
Shape change, super
As he
senses,
should be.
stealth,
Sure.
19 defense. Exactly where this one I think is lacking.
Right.
I think they should have bumped his defense a little bit.
Hmm.
I think he should have been harder to hit.
Yeah.
Or super senses on a 4 through 6. Something.
I would have been fine if he still had stealth. I think that would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Whereas the old one had the hard to hit and the carry power. Or mobility, let's just put it that way. Because he had a 14 range, or 14 movement speed, which I think was excessive.
Right.
With the carry enemies ability. For those of you who are not familiar with this piece that we're talking about, it was from the Web of Spider-Man set. It was a measly 86 points. We've been talking about him the whole show so far. He has hypersonic speed, and when he hit a character, not dealt damage, but when he hits a character, he can grab them and carry them as if they were a friendly character, and bring them back to wherever he ends his movement and sets them down into adjacent square. So
Yeah.
basically, you reposition your opponent's positioning.
Mhm.
I almost think, though, that any new piece comes out, you almost automatically go, how does this work with Nightcrawler?
Really?
Spiral. How does this work with Nightcrawler?
That's where you go back to?
You have to. You have to, man. Like, it's so strong.
I don't
like,
think
you
that
still
that is the
consider
meta
it.
piece. Like, it's a really good piece, and it's really cheap for what it does.
Have you tried combining Nightcrawler and Gizmo? And why haven't you?
Not yet, because I haven't played enough games lately. But yes, that's going to happen. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that his attack is dismal.
It's like a 10, right?
It's a 10 and Peter's down.
Mm-hmm.
He has an awful... And I say this mostly because I believe mine has been cursed.
Yes.
It was made over an Indian burial ground. Voodoo doctors have hexed it. Something. I think out of every single time I've played this piece, I maybe, if I do so many good things and give money to homeless people and all that stuff, he will hit once per game.
Yeah.
One time per game.
And you fail all your super senses and shape
Fail
change.
super senses and shape change. It does not work. And maybe that's why I'm such an advocate of, no, he's not overpowered, because mine sucks.
Yeah, yours is different from other ones.
Okay, because I guess if it would work more often, then I wouldn't hate it as much, but...
I'm thinking of when I played Brett, when I first started playing Brett, one of the guys at our venue, brother of Bart, and
That Bart.
Yeah, he was playing nonstop, Nightcrawlers, Cyclops from GSX, Cuckoos.
Cuckoos.
It was just brutality every time you...
That was the pre-Chase Thanos kill box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those Cuckoos are deadly.
Yeah.
Gross and deadly.
Yeah. Okay, well that said, yeah.
So, I mean, do you still think that it is so grossly overpowered? Or do you think that it has come more aligned with where the game is currently?
Well, I guess that begs the question is, of which way are we going? Do we want more crazy?
Yeah,
Or do we want less crazy?
Yeah.
I'm not saying what do we want. I'm saying where the game is going.
I still think he's way underpointed. 86 points for all that.
But,
300 points for the JLA team base.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's wrong. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, that is...
We've talked.
Yeah,
I wrote a apology letter.
What I'm saying is that over-costed, things that cost way less than what they should, that is more common now. That is a lot more common now.
Yeah, but
back then, Nightcrawler was one in his own.
Ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Well, let's... off the air, we were talking about something. We were talking about Captain Britain.
Yeah.
And remember how people are like, this guy is amazing for his points, you know?
And I'm just staring at it saying...
That's no longer the case. Times have changed, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I still think that Nightcrawler does so many things that, he's never not going to be viable, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had a power that was ahead of its time.
Sure.
We're in today's age where they're giving figures mind control that you do not need line of sight. And that's just crazy.
Yeah. Now, it's par for the course, in my opinion.
I can see that.
Bring what you were talking about, Omen.
Exactly.
You can use -2 perplex and mind control without needing line of sight.
Yeah. I mean, when you're giving figures that don't need line of sight, which is what the whole game is based on, I mean, that, to me,
Line of fire.
Line of fire, and either one.
Right.
I mean, to me, that's getting a little out of control.
Sure. Okay, well, what's the exact question? Just pose an exact question. We'll go around the table, yes, no, up, down, whatever.
In the scope of where the game is today, I'm trying to think of the right wording for this, but in the scope of where the game is today, with the point costs of today's game, if that Nightcrawler came out in the Wolverine and the X-Men set instead of this new one, would he still have caused so much outrage as the last one did? Noting that we just looked at Spiral today.
Yeah, I think so.
You think it would be, oh man, WTF, the game is broken.
I do. Well, that happens all the time anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, legitimately.
Yeah, I still do. I still think he's crazy.
More or less than Spiral.
If they came out in the same set.
Not combined with, more or less than.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say, honestly, I think they're about the same. To be real with you.
Alright. Jeff?
Hold on.
Paul?
Well, I mean, going back to Omen, her point cost 98 points. To me, that's very similar. We're just way under costed. I mean, these figures, when you give them these special powers that, I don't want to say break the game, but you are breaking the rules of the game where you don't need line of fire and you can just teleport people back to your friends. I mean, these are things that are never, the game's not designed for that. So to me, that's breaking the game. And if you do that, your point cost needs to be higher. These aren't even over 100 points. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I guess.
So guess what I'm going to say.
So I say yes. He says no.
With the whole thought of there are pieces like Omen out there right now, and that is normal right now. Mm-hmm. Would Nightcrawler fit in now to the game, or is it even still so far beyond broken that it needs to be removed and whatever.
What is his speed value? 14?
14.
So he moves 7 back at max.
That's if you're cutting it right down the middle.
Yeah.
You could just drag him a little bit, but a little bit could be enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still stealth. Don't forget about that either.
If you can get him stealth. And the character that you pull is going to be right next to him.
Shape change super senses. It's just, it goes on and on and on.
He's hard to hit. Fine. Whatever.
How many... Man. You know what, though? Now that I start thinking about Brother Voodoo, and he's only 79 points.
See? Like that. You have all these super-powered characters.
He basically has a 16 range mind control.
I still say 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Oh, man. I guess.
If we want me to go, well, I guess Justice League Team Base is just the way we're going.
Well, no, I mean, is this how the game should go?
Right.
But in the scope of the game today, does it fit?
I've already said that piece. So.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in today's game it does, but
it's still overpowered.
They need to start boosting some of the defense. We've seen all these offensive powers. Let's turn it around. Let's start seeing some traded shape change at 4 through 6. Let's see some traded super senses 4 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's see more defensive powers.
Or even crazier things.
Than offense. Yeah. Things we haven't thought of.
I would go different. I would say, let's see things where we start having entire teams that are like, part of their team ability is they can't be mind controlled. Okay. Yeah. Brother Voodoo, really good, but now against this whole team.
Right. You show up and your opponent has that and you go, okay, well.
Different ballgame.
Yeah.
That's true.
Things where you just shut down specific pieces of things that work really well. I think that would be a much more sane fix than let's just make more crazy guys.
Then you're getting into a rock, paper, scissors game.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing really.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff?
I'm going to agree with you and Paul.
All right.
Because it does, I mean, if you show up and you see Nightcrawler across the table, it's still pretty infuriating.
Oh, sure.
But say, I do have Owen on my team. Okay, now Nightcrawler has a 17 defense. Somebody on my team has Precision Strike. There goes Super Senses.
Yep.
With Shape Change.
Well, Shape Change,
Done.
Super Senses is 1 power.
No, you have Shape Change and then Super Senses.
That's right. That's right, it's 2 different powers.
So no, I don't find it that bad.
Okay.
Especially with Precision Strike.
Yeah.
Or somebody has Suicidaros. If you have the belt, there goes.
I want you guys to play against Nightcrawler. Have you ever played against Nightcrawler?
I have played against Nightcrawler.
Have you? Okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah. I haven't.
Nightcrawler, that's not mine.
Yeah.
No.
See, totally different. There's Nightcrawler, and then there's his Nightcrawler. Totally different.
My Nightcrawler will be coming back out with the advent of the whole Wolverine and the X-Men set. It'll be seeing more play. Sure. The X-Men box will be broken out more. It's going to happen.
Let's go for it.
All right.
Okay. What else do we got? What else? We got some more previews, right?
Yeah, we got a few. I'll go.
Yeah, Jeff has a preview for...
I'm going Deathlock Prime. I don't know anything about this character, as most clicks. But, let's just take a look here. His one trait is, first time each game, an opposing character would be KO'd by Deathlock's attack, instead turn them to their last non-KO click. Is this in reference to anything that you may know?
Say it again. I don't know the character at all.
Okay. Sorry. Mitch? Do you know anything about Deathlock?
I know he was in Maximum Carnage, the video game that I played back in the day.
He does have Maximum Carnage keyword.
That makes a whole whopping 3 characters.
Yeah.
Or 4 characters.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, though, that ATA is
it's
nasty.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's the cleave, basically?
You're basically doing energy explosion with your damage value.
Yeah, with your damage value.
And
if you put the ATA on him, he has some nasty clicks for that. Let's take click 4, running shot. He does have energy explosion with a 12 attack and perplex.
Yeah.
So, with the maximum carnage ATA.
Yeah, well, I mean, his first click to me is the deadliest. You give him running shot, only a 10 attack, But
his special damage, computer, full assault, he can use range combat expert as a range combat action.
So that's going to be beautiful.
So now you have running shot, range combat expert, with the maximum carnage keyword.
With precision
ATA,
strike.
With precision strike, which
can't be avoided.
Can't be, evaded.
Evaded, yeah. Or mastermind.
Yeah. Or reduced below 1.
Or reduced below 1, yes.
Yeah.
And then his speed power, which he picks up about halfway down the dial. He can also use running shot still, but if he occupies the same square in which he began the turn, modify his range by +3 and attack by +1. And he also has perplex on a couple of those, as well as range combat expert as the range combat action on the last 2 clicks. So I am really looking forward to this character.
Yeah, the maximum carnage keywords, for those of you who don't know, when a single opposing character takes damage from an attack by a character using this team ability, after actions resolved, choose another opposing character adjacent to him. That character is dealt the same amount of damage. So you running shot an opponent with range combat expert and hit him for 5. If they have a friendly standing next to him, they also take 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of damage dishing out.
Or click 4, energy explosion. You hit somebody for, say you perplex up your own damage, hit him for 4, hits the adjacent 4, energy explosion damage. And then they're also getting the 4 damage for maximum carnage.
Yeah, I guess, they would be. He'd be, if he had more than a single target, he'd be even deadlier.
Yeah. So that's probably my most wanted piece right now from the set that's been released. And luckily he is a common prime, so hopefully he won't be as difficult to get.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how many Hannibal Kings we saw at our
Well,
shop.
It kind of depends. If they go the Batman route, where the common prime was easier to get than the uncommon prime was easier to get, so on and so forth, then we'll see a ton of them.
Yeah.
If he is the Spider-Man primes,
well,
that's still
what I mean.
Still 1 per case.
We saw a lot of...
no. Teen Titans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Teen Titans.
Teen Titans primes.
Yeah.
That is 1 prime per case.
Yeah.
Like you have 1 brick that has a prime, 1 brick that has a chase. That's a lot.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yep.
Which I don't really like that model.
Well, they seem to vary between sets.
I like the Batman. I like the Batman model better.
Or Spider-Man.
Or Spider-Man model better.
I like that.
Because Teen Titans was harsh in that,
it was 1 per
chase
case.
or prime.
Because that made your prime Beast Boy the same equivalency as a
Blackfire.
Superman prime.
Yeah, as a chase. You
Right.
basically made 4 extra chases in that set.
Yeah. I actually did see an unboxing on YouTube where a guy unboxed a prime and a chase in the same brick.
Really?
Really?
Wow, that's not something I've heard of.
Yeah, little tip for you guys. Always watch unboxing videos, because you can start to see patterns in the sets. You might notice, oh hey, this just happens to be the same booster every time that these things come from.
And this team pack.
Yeah.
It's right next to the team pack.
So always make note of that stuff. Always pay attention. Always be a detective.
That's a good idea.
Be like Batman.
Yes. Well, in everything you do.
Be more like Batman.
It's just a good rule.
Be a philanthropist. And
yeah.
I said philanthropist.
Yes, philanthropist. It's always sunny joke that I'm not going to make right now.
So, that's it for me. Now that I have Lady Deathstrike, that is second number 1 one.
Which you have gotten it?
Of the things that have been revealed so far.
Of the things that have been revealed.
Yeah, correct.
Which is great that you were saying earlier before the show that so much of the set has not been revealed yet, and we're only
excited about that.
2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, I've got something to talk about. Let's go back to the 60s. Let's talk Batman.
Do we want to stick on the rest of X-Men?
Oh, let's just shut my mouth and let Paul talk.
Rewind even further. Back to 10 seconds ago when you didn't say that yet.
Let's pull a Phantom X and pretend that didn't happen.
Okay.
So, Phantom X, first one we've seen since Mutant Mayhem. Thank God, it's been far too long.
Bart will be pissing himself over this.
Yeah, first of all, the sculpt
He
is
is. I
just
talked to him.
perfect.
Yeah, the sculpt looks amazing.
Yeah, 142 points, dual target, 5 range. Special speed power is Phantom X can use running shot, shape change, and stealth. He has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain, ignores hindering terrain, 17 super senses, range combat expert with 3 damage, and his trait. When Phantom X has 1 action token and no friendly characters named EVA is on your force, you may give him a free action and place a bystander token on the map in an adjacent square as described on the back of this card. So basically you move him up, give him the token, similar to Brother Voodoo, give him the free action, and place the EVA token down. And what she can do, it's basically his nervous. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with it, but I know it's basically his nervous system that she controls.
Eve's special power is actually called external nervous system.
Right. So, I mean, 17 super senses, 8 movement, and friendly characters named Phantom X can use toughness and may draw lines of fire and count squares in range from her square. So now he has running shot, stealth, shape change, super senses, and toughness as well. So
and you're getting back out into the days of Professor Xavier or the newer
Cyborg,
where you could shoot through other squares.
Exactly. So basically, you would move him up, park him in stealth and hindering, drop her off, and then next turn, move her up to her full speed, and range combat expert right there. You're basically doing a running shot range combat expert from wherever you put her. And she also has outwit, so before you take the shot, go ahead and outwit their defense.
Oof.
So this is a brutal combo.
Great
I think
figure.
He's a great figure. Good point cost, not too low, not too high. The only thing he's missing is in Dom, but I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
I still say I would rather face 142 points of this versus 86 points of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Whatever.
Yeah. So later on in the middle of his dial, he gets perplex and gains precision strike and he gets stealth back. So he's, being able to sit in stealth and ignore hindering terrain for movement is always a plus.
Yeah, and just the token, the bystander token.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you put her down, it's literally a running shot.
Right, because now his 5 range is turned into 13, basically.
Yes.
By the time you move the token up.
Yeah. Now he has a 13 range with range combat expert. And like I said, she can outwit their defense.
Yeah.
So that's a really, really good combo. So I'm definitely looking forward to that piece.
Yeah.
That will be a piece.
And it's only a rare. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Which I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rare. You're not gonna see 8 million of them, but at the same time, you're
gonna
see
get
them
one
often. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do enough sealed snake drafts, we'll see them.
Just like Nightcrawler.
Next
Over
over.
there.
Oh, the old one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The new one's not. The new one's only on team
Yeah,
bases.
team base only.
Yeah. Which, that, I'm kind of upset about.
Yeah.
Because you have the team base one, and you have the LE. And that's it.
I'm upset about that too, because I really want Psylocke and she's on the team base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like the old one better.
Indeed.
There's a whole lot of stuff where I'm just comparing them straight up to
Yeah.
GSX, or Web of Spider-Man in Nightcrawler's case.
Yeah. Well, you got to. I mean,
You do.
it's gonna happen.
Alright, our last Wolverine and the X-Men preview. Or did we do him already?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Toad we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
oops.
Yeah, he's
I
good.
need to move my list around. Sorry,
So,
we're done with Wolverine and the
You
X-Men.
have the edit keys, so. all this
It's
can
already
go
been
away.
said. It's
Okay.
already been said.
Alright.
Back to the 60s.
Do it in post.
So let's go back to the 60s. Batman classic TV set. I have said this before, I'll say it again. I didn't think I wanted any more Batman in my life at all in HeroClix. I thought we had enough. Like, how many sets in the past year?
A lot.
3, I think.
3. Well, no,
Well, Dark Knight Rises.
Batman, and Streets of Gotham.
Oh, no. Go further than that. Dark Knight, he was prevalent in 52.
Justice League, yeah.
8 characters in the DC 10th were from Batman, Batgirl, Robin, Batman, and Nightwing.
Point is, we've had a lot of Batman.
A lot of it.
And I didn't think I would want any
6
more.
characters.
I remember the good old days. Well, not really the good old days. The only Batman I had was from Brave and the Bold, and he was horrible. He's a terrible piece.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen him before. He's embarrassing.
Who? Sorry.
Batman from Brave and the Bold. You remember that one?
Oh.
Not good.
Oh.
Anyway, that said, they came along and they made something that was very compelling. The 60s Batman TV series, Adam West, Burt Ward, all kinds of cheesiness coming at you here. Cesar Romero and his mustache
Yes.
that he refused to shave, so they just painted over it every time. If you don't believe me, look up Cesar Romero Joker and take a look at that mustache.
In high def, you can see it.
Well, so here's what we got so far. We've got a couple of characters, and right off the bat, if you take a look at it, you notice that they all have biff, pow, bang. It's all on the dial. Well, not the dial, but the mold.
Yeah, they're little
3D images.
power bubbles.
Yeah, it's really pretty awesome, actually.
Before you move on, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to interject this, but that didn't find a good spot until just now, where I interrupt instead. There is going to be a Batman 66 comic book, too.
It's out now.
Is it?
And it's actually,
Have you read it?
Awesome. I saw a little bit of it, and I'm pretty tempted.
You probably should just do it.
I should probably just get it.
Just do it.
It looks...
Batman
There's
66.
There was a scene in there that I saw where, like, basically the Riddler is trying to get away, and he crashes into something and it explodes, and Batman's just kind of like, and then it's very, and then but he ends up getting away or running away. It's very tongue in cheek. So here's what we got. We got a bunch of pieces in this that are not what I would call overpowered. They're not going to change the meta, but they are a lot of fun. First up, we've got Batman. He has a trait, Biff Bang Pow. When Batman makes a close combat attack, all attack rolls double 3, 4, 5, and 6 are critical hits. Pretty nice, fun, awesome. Not gonna come up very often, but hey.
Enough.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
It's a lot more often than just 6s.
Yeah. He's got a defense power also on his first click. That is, when Batman is targeted by an attack, choose a color of a standard power the attacker can use. Batman can use the defense power of the chosen color until your next turn.
That is one of the coolest defensive powers awesome. I've ever seen.
Let me just stack them up.
Yeah. Oh, you've got poison. I'll take impervious.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got flurry. You've got flurry. I'll take super senses too.
Yeah.
And as people target him, he can just keep picking powers.
Yeah.
So the more times he gets targeted each turn, the more powers he's going to have.
Yes. He also has a damage power. Batman can use Outwit and Perplex. And by the way, the name of these two things, the defense power is called a Batman tool for every occasion. And then the damage power is discover your fiendish plot and foil it. Yeah, and you'll also notice in this set there is no Bat ally, TA.
Right.
You didn't say what the damage power actually did.
Oh, yeah, I did. It said it was Outwit and Perplex.
Did you?
Yeah.
I missed that. I'm sorry. I'm missing everything. I'm sorry for everything.
That's a Batman.
So they don't have no stealth in this.
No stealth. And think about it.
Yeah.
In that series,
When
they didn't
did
sneak
they-
around.
exactly.
They were heroic crime fighters and charging in for truth. So, basically, other than that, we've got a couple pink powers. We've got Charge. What is it? Precision Strike?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then later he gets Sidestep. But other than that, base damage of 2, gets Close Combat Expert a couple times. Plasticity, 100 points, fun, no indom.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, though.
Just a fun piece.
Pretty cool. Now, some people have talked about the next piece, Robin, and said that could actually have a bigger impact than Batman. First off, if you take a look at his powers, everything on the dial is wholly something Batman. Now, he has improved movement, ignores characters. It's called You May Capture Me, but I Always Escape, which if you know the old Batman TV series, Robin was always getting captured, but he didn't always escape. So what we've got is 50 points. He's got a half dial, an AE click. and those are both 25 points. What you get, you also have the trait, the Biff Bang Pow trait. You also have the attack power, which doesn't really happen much, but it happens on 2 clicks towards the end of his dial. Give Robin a free action, choose an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire, choose a power action, a close combat action, or a range combat action. If the chosen character is given that type of action during its next turn, that character immediately modifies its combat values by -1 for that turn, if not already modified by this effect, and you may remove an action token from Robin. Other than that, what's he have? Charge, leap climb, flurry, and those are all separate. Those are all running down the dial, and just combat reflexes, energy shield. Again, later down the dial you get an energy shield. Very last click he gets support. Not a lot there, but pretty neat.
It's kind of interesting how his dial's built too, because you said there is that half-point dial and his AE dial.
Yes.
Those are each splitting up 2 different clicks. So it's 2 clicks, then his half dial, which starts with clicks 3 and 4, then his AE dial, which starts with 5 and 6.
Right.
Each of the first ones doesn't have a damage power and doesn't have the attack power, but the second click of each of those dials, the even clicks, all have a damage power and that attack power, special power.
Yes. Something else that's really interesting too, his half dial is only 25 points.
Yeah.
So he is now the ultimate filler for your Batman family, Gotham City martial artist, and police teams. 25 points. I think you can fit him on there. You'll probably want to fit him on there.
See, what I really like about this is when we have games called, Power Dampening Field. Robin chooses a character and chooses power action.
Yep.
Now, if they do succeed in that role for the power action that we were talking about earlier in this episode, they now have -1 on their combat values.
Yes. Pretty neat.
Yeah,
that's going to be kind of awesome.
Pretty neat. Okay.
I think I might just have a team of Robins.
Well, go
backed
for it,
up by, something beefy.
I will be buying an entire display of this thing. I can tell you right now.
All by yourself?
I think there's enough that it's going to be Lord of the Ringsy.
Yeah.
So you will have
Really?
to.
I thought it was going to be...
It's like 20 some odd characters.
Really?
So
Well,
there's
there's a number 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is?
Well, I'm glad you asked. That number 16 is the Dynamic Duo. This figure is representative of something that we saw a lot in the series where they are climbing up a wall, which all they were really doing was holding a rope, and they turned the camera and walked very slowly. It's wonderfully cheesy. This thing is pretty cool, though. We've got improved movement, ignores elevated terrain. Don't be alarmed, we're here on official business. We have a trait that says Bat Vehicles, Bat Cycle, Bat Copter, Bat Boat. At the beginning of your turn, the Dynamic Duo occupies your starting area. You may choose Transporter Boot symbol, Transporter Dolphin symbol, Transporter Wing symbol, one of the 3. If you do, the Dynamic Duo possesses that combat symbol until they take damage. Each may be chosen only once per game. So you get that till you get hit. Another trait, you got the Biff Bang Pow trait. Then, let me deviate for a moment. You take a look at the dial, and you're like, seriously? These guys have a 15 defense?
Yeah.
You're coming at me with 150 points of a 15 defense?
That is pretty low.
Pretty low, but here's what happens. They have a defense power that says, the bigger they are, Robin, the Dynamic Duo can use super senses. When the Dynamic Duo is targeted by an attack, increase the Dynamic Duo's defense by the attacker's printed damage value. This power can't be countered or ignored. Now, we took a look before the show started rolling here, and that is actually capped at 3. It is rule of 3.
It is a modifier, yes.
Yes, the new rules actually state that that increase is a modification value.
Yes.
So
most figures have at least a 2 or 3 damage values. So they're
Yeah.
going to be hitting a 17 or 18.
right.
For the most part.
Now, click 2, they do have a 16, so you want to push them to that, get them a little more boost there. Should be noted they also have duo attack, and they have an attack power that takes place later in the dial. Now, this does not overlap the defense power. This is called Chaotic Fistfight, which was a trademark of the show, where they just had action sequences, quote-unquote, where it's just punching, and that's where you see the Biff Pow Bang, whenever the real big hits.
And a little trumpet flare.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Dynamic Duo can use Energy Shield Deflection when the Dynamic Duo makes or misses with a close combat attack after actions resolve, roll a d6 for each adjacent opposing character in any order that you choose. On the first result of 5 through 6, the dynamic duo can use the duo attack ability as a free action, but may only target that character. Again, cool, fun, not too crazy, just a good time. Much like the TV series.
With Perplex.
With Perplex, yes.
Nice, though.
Yeah, that is nice. Bump that up to an 11.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was just about to say, ooh, exploit, but then I realized, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Because giving them that roll for a d6 isn't an action.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, you duo attack. You hit with the first one, you miss with the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you get to use duo attack again. You hit with the first one, you miss with the second one.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. But then I realized, after the roll, which does not take an action, it says the dynamic duo may use duo attack ability as a free action.
Yeah, can't use the same free action.
Can't use the same free action twice.
Yeah.
So I thought, hey, that could be really cool. But then, nope.
Nope.
It's still really cool, just not exploitable.
It's really cool that they do have a half dial too. It's only 100 points. You could start out with that one. You could run in, miss, and then go, oh, I'm just going to duo attack instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So charge, miss, duo attack.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Last one we got here.
They don't actually have charge at the same point.
That's correct.
Yeah. The attack
Oh, you're
power.
right. You're right. You are
The
correct.
attack power is the duo attack missing.
It's the
So
same.
if you crit
Get in
miss,
quick.
Yes.
if
Yeah.
you charge crit miss,
Yeah.
then you can duo attack.
Prop it up.
Let me just say as a side note for this whole set, I hope the OP kit has a bomb.
Oh,
The
they got
bomb.
to.
The bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want the LE figure of Batman running, holding the bomb above his head.
That would be cool too.
Yeah.
I still say the way this bomb works is it's the gamma bomb, but it has plasticity. You could throw it to somebody and then they have to roll to get rid of it and roll to defuse it. And,
That would be pretty cool.
You can't defuse it, you just
Yeah.
have to find a way to put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. That movie's great.
Go hide in the
And that
corner.
ability will be called, don't blow up the ducks.
Right. Everybody's seen that scene, right? Have you all seen that?
No.
If you haven't, go on YouTube and look it up because it's hilarious.
Yeah, Batman has this giant bomb that's
I mean,
about to
it
go
is
off.
huge.
Yeah. I see it.
And he's trying to get rid of it.
He's running
And-
through the streets.
Yes, and everywhere he goes, he runs into a group of nuns,
Yes.
and he's about to throw it into the water, and there's these ducks. And she's just like, no. And so he's just running around carrying this bomb,
Yeah.
trying to get rid of it. You know?
Yeah.
So,
It's very fun.
Classic.
yeah. That's the only word for it. So, anyway,
When
we
does
got
this-
one more, but we're running a little long on time.
We are running a
today.
little long.
When does that set drop? Do you know? Is it in September?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not real sure. Let's see if I can figure it out.
When is that set dropping?
September
Yes.
23, or September 2013 is the only thing I can find.
Sure. We got one more preview, but I think I'm going to save it for next time, and we got a real quick thing to talk about here. Gen Con.
Yeah.
Any quick predictions for how that's going to shake out? World's Golden Age, Modern Age, any predictions there?
As far as teams,
Yeah. What are we going to
winners
see?
are just, we have to see Heroes for Hire.
We will see Heroes for Hire. We'll see Justice League Team Base again.
Yeah, and we're going to see anti-Heroes for Hire teams.
Yes, I think that's going to be built really hard. People are trying to build that really hard. I don't know what that could be.
Is there something that can counter both Justice League and Heroes for Hire? That's going to be the real
That's
trick.
what I think is going to be, difficult.
Yeah.
I heard, it might have been on another friendly podcast, Push to Regen. One of their guys was working on a team that was
The handcuff team.
the handcuff team. It was with Indigo from Teen Titans.
Yes.
Where it's similar
Yeah.
to Brother Voodoo, where I think it's, I don't have
Yeah,
the
when she
power in
has-
front of me.
She has one token. She can choose a character and say, you don't get to use a power action.
Yeah.
That's what she does. So
Right.
you move her up, give her the token, say you can't use power action. So you do that against the Justice League team base. They can't use working together.
Mhm.
Then They do whatever they do. Your turn again. You still have the token. Do it again.
This is after
But
they've
when
been
she-
handcuffed.
This
when
is after.
she clears, though, does that power go away?
I
I
think
don't
it says
think
until the
so.
beginning of your next
Until the beginning
turn.
of your next turn.
Okay.
It's just like Brother Voodoo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
not played her. I've not seen her very
So
much.
what you're talking about is comboing her with the handcuffs. So
From
you,
the
you give another
utility belt.
you give another friendly character to move up, charge them.
He was saying,
Use Iron Fist one for yourself.
Yes.
Because then you can slap on the Heroes for Hire,
Oh,
carry Iron Fist up, charge in, handcuffs,
yes.
There you go.
and then to go as prop.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's kind of gross.
So now
I
your
like it.
opponent is rolling to get rid of handcuffs instead of rolling for
But
attacks.
you can't roll to get rid of handcuffs because you can't make
Do the power action.
That is right.
So you essentially lock that team down completely.
They can't do anything. So it's just Iron Fist against the world.
So Iron Fist
in
is
his
sitting
example.
there, punching the team base until it dies.
And Indigo is, I think she has penetrating blast, so she can help out a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she uses it every other turn, so she keeps that one action
Yeah.
token.
With prop.
Yep.
That's proud.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, I mean
That's a really good. And outsiders.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
also has outsiders.
Yeah, because they would still be able to, well, no.
If
Do
they
they
have
perplex?
combat reflex,
Do they have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, or energy shield deflection.
or energy
yeah.
shield deflection, or perplex, or
Mhm.
Just
Those
shut
are
them
the main
down.
two.
That was a
Yeah.
good idea.
that's
Because
a real good idea.
the whole time on there, whenever he's describing the team about Indigo, I'm like, man, who can you pair with her so you can get that going as soon as possible?
Mhm.
One of those Iron Fists has to be it, because you just slap the Heroes for Hire on
Yeah.
And get him out there real fast.
Yeah, and he's one of the lower
lower point.
Yep.
Point
With
ones.
a good movement on him, too.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I don't remember if it was, I think that it was, he pointed out, which I believe Iron Fist, he has the belt, because
Right.
he has the handcuffs on it. But the action to use the handcuffs is not a power action, it's a close combat action.
Right.
Which
Charge
you
in.
can charge, then do the handcuffs.
Charge handcuffs.
Mhm.
So he has a
13 attack.
So Indigo has a 10 range, so make it 8 when you carry.
Right.
Okay? The belt starts you at +1, so he's at 9 +1, so he charges for 5 +1, 6.
Prep the belt.
Why prep it?
Use Heroes for Hire. Carry him up.
Oh.
He preps the belt.
That's 2.
Carry him up.
Yeah, do it all in
Now
the
he
same
charges.
turn.
Now he charges in Heroes for Hire.
Use it all in the same turn
7, so that's a 15 range
for 5 damage.
for 5 damage.
Well, not even the
Well,
damage.
No,
handcuff.
no,
you
you
gotta
do
slap
damage.
the handcuffs on
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would shut down a team base.
Yeah.
For sure. Or any figure, any high point figure that you want to
That
shut
gets
down.
in range.
The problem
Right.
is Indigo would not be within range to do her power action thing.
That's true.
So
So
you'd almost have to wait until they got a little closer
you have to
you.
bait him.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was good.
That was a really good team. That
Yeah.
might be something to
May seem
work
some
with.
sort of variation.
Mhm.
Yeah, because those two characters by themselves are 230. So you
Yeah.
still have 70 points. Add the belt for what's the minimum? 7, 8.
7.
So it's 7 plus 2 more for 2 other handcuffs. Oof, that's a lot of points left.
Yeah. Or if you want to throw another Iron Fist on there. The Secret Invasion one, he's 70 points even.
Ooh. Well, no, you have to have the belt.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to have the
You
belt.
have to have the belt.
So you
You're right.
roughly have, if you don't use a full belt, you have roughly 60 points left. TK.
Yeah, there's a
Rob.
lot of options. Yeah.
You have a lot of support stuff that you can
Yeah.
throw on there.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we need to find out if the X-Men gravity feed is legal to use.
What would you put in there if it was? Like, what's...
Well, for me, you gotta start building a team with Colossus and Kitty Pryde.
Okay.
I mean, him with the 18 defend, and her he has his power is he gets +1. Kitty Pryde gets +1 when
Defense.
they're adjacent to each other.
Adjacent, yeah.
So basically, she'll share his defense first of all with his defend. So now she has an 18. Then she has the +1 modifier from his trait. Now she's at a 19.
19 combat reflexes.
And then she has combat reflexes, so if you try and hit her up close, you're hitting a 21.
Okay.
So that's just those two, that's just starting out, building a team. That's a pretty good...
How many points is that? That's still, what, 200? Close to 200 points?
Yeah, it's over 200, yeah. Because I built a team with those in mind. Yeah, 239.
with
Okay.
those two.
So, not a lot of points left
No.
at that point.
No.
I don't know if that would be Worlds
Probably, yeah.
worthy,
hmm
but
It's a fun team.
it's a cool team.
Yeah.
Comic accurate, too.
Yeah. Those are always fun to play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's anything in there that is game-breaking, so to speak.
That Wave Death Strike's pretty good.
She's really good. I'm not sure if she
If she'll show up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the Wolverine's incredibly solid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That may. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
working. The free regen and free action regen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to kill.
Indeed.
Back for days.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be our last show before Gen Con, and Jeff and I are going to be there.
Yes.
And you guys are coming back on Sunday,
Yes.
Yes.
At
and
some point.
our next recording time is
Monday.
set to be that following Monday.
Yeah, it'll be right after.
So you,
Lots to talk about.
so you audience here will hear
all y'all,
the first reactions of
what Gen Con
Gen
is
Con
like.
looks like.
We've never been. I've been to a lot of comic book conventions, never been to a game convention. Really looking forward to it. Hoping to make some trades too. So if you listen to this show, you're going to be at Gen Con. I'm going to bring all my stuff that I don't need.
Yeah.
I do have some pretty good stuff. I got some Dark Knight Rises. I got a little Pacific Rim.
I might even throw you some of my stuff that I
Yeah.
want to get rid of. Because I'm trying to pare down my collection quite a bit.
Sure.
And I have quite a few super rares and even a couple chases I think that I might want to throw in for some trade fodder.
If anybody wants to throw me a Scarlet Witch, you can just go ahead and do that.
It's probably
you're
going to
gonna
happen.
You're
Yeah.
going to wear your shirt, right?
I will wear.
Oh, yeah.
Which
And
will
what does it
say-
say?
Do you got it?
Do you have it?
I
Picture
need it.
Scarlet Witch?
I need it.
I need it.
Sexual innuendo.
No, just a request for a hero clicks.
Yeah, just request.
Didn't you just like the HeroClix dial thing on the back?
Not even to play competitively, I just really want that piece.
Yeah. Also, I think I was saying I'm going to be dressed to find me.
Yeah.
So I think I'll probably wear my Black Adam shirt at some point, a Flash t-shirt, and
I think you need to be wearing something a little more flashier. So
Yeah, I don't
people
think
can
I'm
find
not
you in the crowd.
cosplaying. I don't do that.
I don't think you'll be the only one with a Flash t-shirt on.
Probably not.
Maybe
But I'll be with
Maybe
this
a Black
guy,
Adam.
That's true.
who's gonna be like, "Hey, do you have it?"
You cannot
I need
mistake my pink Scarlet Witch shirt.
it's gonna be pink.
I don't know.
It should be.
Oh, it should
Now
be.
it needs to be.
It should be,
She's
right?
pink.
Well,
It's red.
Yeah. Magenta.
Scarlet.
Magenta.
Scarlet.
I'll do it. I'm not scared to wear a pink
There you
shirt.
go.
There you are. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
we'll let you know how it goes, and if you somehow are able to find us, like I said, Black Adam, Flash, and Blue Beetle logo T-shirts, all the days. So, if you see us, say hi. We want to talk to you. We want to meet you. We promise it won't be too weird. So,
And if you want to have any kind of piece of your voice on the show, we probably can make that happen.
yeah,
Mr. Mitchell here can probably record a little blurb that you have, and
yeah, we'd
We'll
love to
play it
hear
on the
from
show.
anybody. We would like to. I am going to bring my phone. It can record things, so we'd love to talk to you. We could put you on the show.
that's right.
It'll be great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for tuning in. You can get in touch with us by email at show@feedbackdamage.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/feedbackdamage, Twitter at feedbackdamage, on the YouTubes at youtube.com/feedbackdamageshow, and on the web at feedbackdamage.com. My name is Mitch. I will talk to you later.
I'm Jeff, and I'll see you with my pink shirt at Gen Con.
I'm Paul. See you later.
and I'm Jared.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye.